Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Today we're diving into something I think we all want to get better at, right?
Oh, yeah.
Building a loyal following.
Absolutely. Who doesn't want that?
Whether it's for, your social media, your brand, even for yourself personally. Wouldn't it be amazing to have people who are really invested in what you're doing?
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got a ton of great sources here. It's almost like they've given us like a cheat sheet for success.
A cheat sheet. Love it.
Yeah. So one thing that really jumps out to me um, is this idea of creating value-driven content.
Yeah, that's key, right?
Yeah. And it's not just about like, posting pretty pictures or, writing witty captions.
There's got to be more.
Yeah. It's about actually giving people something that they can use, something that's going to make their lives better or teach them something new or, help them solve a problem.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And the sources even give us some phrases that we can use. One of them that I really like is learn how to specific skill task in just 5 minutes.
Oh, I love that. 5 minutes. Everybody's got 5 minutes, right?
Exactly.
People are busy these days. You got to make it quick and easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one that I thought was really interesting was get insider tips on topic that no one else is sharing. Ooh, insider tips.
Yeah, there you go. The secret sauce.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're part of like a special club or something.
Absolutely. People love to feel like they're in the know.
Right. Like
Yeah.
you've got this secret knowledge that nobody else has.
Makes you feel special.
Yeah. Now, the sources also talk about how engagement is a two-way street.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about broadcasting your message. It's about actually interacting with your audience.
I think it's a conversation.
Yeah.
You don't want to just talk at people. You want to talk with them.
Exactly.
Back and forth.
And I love how they frame it as like hosting a dinner party. You wouldn't just stand in the corner and lecture your guests, would you?
No way.
You'd actually, engage with them, ask some questions.
Right. You'd make them feel welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they give some great phrases here for, encouraging that kind of interaction. One of them is, what's your biggest challenge with topic? Let me know in the comments.
Ooh, I like that. That's inviting people to share their struggles.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, hey, I'm here to help.
Exactly.
Tell me what's going on and let's figure this out together.
Yeah, I like that collaborative approach.
Now, another really important theme that I see popping up a lot in these sources is authenticity,
Uh,
like being genuine and true to yourself.
yeah, you can't fake it, right?
Right.
People can smell a phony a mile away, especially online.
I think about like the people that I follow online and the ones that I really connect with or the ones that feel real.
Relatable, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're just being themselves, Not trying to be somebody they're not.
And the sources actually give us some phrases that project that authenticity. One of them is, I've been there too, and here's how I overcame it.
I love that one.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, hey, I'm not perfect. I've struggled too.
Yeah,
But here's what I learned, and maybe it can help you.
exactly. It's like showing your stars.
Your battle wounds.
Yeah.
People appreciate that vulnerability.
Right, it makes you feel like, okay, this person gets it.
They understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, they've been in my shoes. Another one that I thought was good was no fluff, just honest advice.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, no BS.
People appreciate that, I think. Nobody wants to wade through a bunch of fluff to get to the good stuff.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, look, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to give you the real deal.
I like it.
Now, things get a little bit tricky when we start talking about FOMO.
The fear of missing out.
Yes.
That's a powerful one.
It is. And the sources talk about how you can use it to your advantage, but you got to be careful.
Oh, yeah, you got to be ethical about it.
You don't want to manipulate people.
Right. It's a fine line.
Right. But the idea is that, people are hardwired to avoid loss. So when you see a phrase like, don't miss out on what everyone's talking about, it creates that sense of urgency.
We're like, oh, I got to get in on this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, before it's too late.
Right. Like you're going to miss the boat if you don't act now. Now let's talk about incentives. The sources talk about offering exclusive perks as a way to attract and retain followers.
Okay, yeah, the VIP treatment, everyone loves to feel special.
Yeah. And there's some really clever phrases that they suggest. For example, followers get exclusive access to specific content offer.
That makes you feel like an insider.
Right. You're part of this exclusive group. You get something that nobody else does.
It makes you feel valued.
Yeah. But the key is that the perk actually has to be valuable.
Oh, yeah, it can't be some lame, throwaway thing.
Right. It has to be something that people genuinely want
Yeah,
and that aligns with your brand values.
exactly. You got to deliver on that promise.
Now, all of these strategies are great, but there's one crucial ingredient that ties everything together.
Consistency.
You got it.
So important.
The sources really emphasize how important it is to be consistent, to show up regularly, to deliver on your promises.
If you're flaky, people are going to lose interest.
Yeah, it's like building any kind of relationship. If you're always, canceling plans or showing up late, people are eventually going to stop inviting you.
Right. You got to be reliable.
You got to be there for people.
Yeah.
And these sources give us some great phrases for kind of reinforcing that consistency. One is new posts every day, week to keep you inspired.
Setting expectations.
Yeah.
And letting people know what to expect and when to expect it.
Exactly. It's like telling your audience, hey, I'm here for you. You can count on me.
And people like that. They like to know what to expect.
It creates a sense of anticipation.
Absolutely. Like, okay, I know that every Tuesday I'm going to get this awesome new piece of content from this person.
Yeah, it's like tuning in for your favorite show. You know when it's going to be on.
Yeah.
Another phrase that I liked was, you can always count on us for specific type of content.
That establishes your niche, right?
It tells people what you're all about.
And that you're an authority on that topic.
Exactly. So, wow, I'm starting to see how all of these pieces fit together.
It's all connected.
It's not just about, like, using a bunch of random tactics.
It's a holistic approach.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the psychology of your audience and creating a genuine connection with them.
And it's about thinking long term.
Absolutely.
It's not about, like, getting a quick hit of followers or likes.
It's about building something sustainable,
Yeah.
a community that's going to be there for the long haul.
This is really making me think differently about how I approach building my following.
Me too.
That's exciting stuff.
It is.
We've only just scratched the surface here. There's so much more to uncover in these sources.
I know. I can't wait to dive deeper.
Well, let's keep digging. We've got a lot more ground to cover in our deep dive into building a loyal following. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Something that really stuck out to me in these sources was the power of storytelling.
Storytelling, okay.
Yeah, like sharing those success stories.
Okay.
Whether it's your own success or even better, your followers' successes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it just makes the advice feel so much more real and relatable.
It does.
When you hear somebody's story, it's like,
Yeah, it's like proof.
it is. It's social proof,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, instead of just saying, hey, do this thing, it's like, hey, so-and-so did this thing and look what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And the sources give some great examples of phrases you can use. Like one simple one. Here's how follower customer achieved specific result.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a little mini case study.
it is. It's like a little case study.
Yeah.
It shows people what's possible.
Right.
It's not just theoretical anymore, you know?
It's like proof.
And speaking of proof, these sources also talk a lot about transparency and being trustworthy, which I think that's huge online.
Oh, yeah. Because how do you decide who to trust online?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
So you look for those people that are honest and upfront.
Yeah.
And the sources give some phrases here that really project that.
Okay.
One of them I like is, here's the truth about topic.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Here's the truth.
Here's the truth. It's like cutting through the noise.
It is. It's like,
So
I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No BS.
There it is.
I think people really respect that.
They do. Yeah.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about encouraging people to share your content.
Okay.
So it's not just about asking for a repost or a share.
Right.
It's about giving them a reason to want to share it.
Yeah, because they're bombarded with so much stuff.
Exactly. They're drowning in content.
Yeah.
So how do you make yours stand out?
Right.
Well, the sources suggest appealing to their better nature, their altruistic side.
Okay. Yeah.
Phrases like, if this helped you, share it with someone who needs it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes people feel good about sharing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's no longer just about promoting you.
Right.
It's about helping others.
Yeah, it's like you're giving them permission to be helpful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to be helpful.
Right.
Most people, anyway.
Right. And then it also sort of leverages the power of social proof, too.
Oh, for sure.
Right. Because if they see other people sharing it,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's like, oh, this must be good. Other people are sharing it.
Maybe I should share it too.
Maybe I should get on this train.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, now what about calls to action?
Calls to action.
Yeah, how do we get people to actually follow us?
Right. Well, the sources have a bunch of examples
Okay.
of just direct ways to encourage that.
Okay.
Sometimes it feels a little awkward, to just say, follow me.
Yeah, it does. A little bit.
Right. But it doesn't have to be cringy.
Right.
It can be simple, like follow us for more tips and inspiration.
Yeah, I like that it's not too pushy.
Right.
It's just like, hey, if you like this, stick around.
Exactly. There's going to be more where that came from.
Yeah.
But then once you get those followers, don't forget to say thank you.
Oh, that's important.
That's huge because sometimes you get caught up in, creating content and trying to get those numbers.
Right, yeah.
You forget that there are actual human beings
Glory people.
behind those numbers
Yeah.
who are choosing to spend their precious time with you.
Right.
And a simple thank you can go a long way.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It shows that you care.
Exactly. It shows that you value them.
Yeah.
You appreciate their support.
Yeah, it makes them feel seen.
And that fosters that sense of loyalty and community.
Okay, so we've talked about, creating value, fostering engagement, being authentic, being consistent.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
Using storytelling, leveraging that social proof, expressing gratitude.
Right.
But where do you actually start?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like,
Yeah.
how do we put all this into practice?
Well, one of the first steps, according to all these sources, is you have to define your niche.
Your niche. Yeah.
What are you passionate about?
Like-
what unique knowledge or skills
What do you have to offer?
can you offer to the world? What makes you you?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Yeah.
And once you have a clear understanding of that,
Okay.
you can start creating content that is laser focused on those people that you want to attract, that you want to resonate with.
The people that you want to serve.
Exactly.
Your tribe.
Find your tribe, okay?
Right. And then just consistently engage with them, provide value.
Build relationships, yeah.
Build relationships. Okay, got it.
And remember, it's an ongoing process.
Right.
The sources also emphasize the importance of using analytics
Yeah.
to track your progress.
The data.
The data, yeah. It's not enough to just create content and hope for the best.
Right. You got to look at the data.
You got to see what's working, what's not
That's
working.
resonating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then adjust your approach accordingly.
Right. So it's like a constant learning process.
It is.
Yeah.
But remember, building a loyal following, it takes time.
It does.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's a good way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to be patient
Be patient and consistent.
and persistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as you were talking, it made me realize that building a following is also about cultivating a certain mindset.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
It's not just about the tactics.
It's not just about the tactics.
It's not just about the tactics, yeah.
It's an internal shift as well. Yeah, it's a shift from like me to we,
Yes. It's about building a community
It's about building a community, yeah.
where everyone feels valued and connected.
Yeah.
It's like you're a leader, not just an influencer.
Oh, I love that.
Right. You're leading this group of people who share your passion.
This is so inspiring.
It is exciting,
Yeah.
and it can be so rewarding
It can be.
to see a community come together around something you've created.
It's like you're building your own little world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about like the strategy side of things,
Mm-hmm.
but there's one more element that the sources emphasize
Okay.
that I think is really important.
What's that?
And that's like the visual and interactive side of things.
Ah, yes.
Right.
Got to make it pretty.
Yeah. You got to grab people's attention.
You got to stand out in that sea of content.
Yeah.
Right.
And they give us, again, some great phrases.
Yeah.
Like swipe to see the before and after.
Ooh, I love those. Right.
Who doesn't love a good transformation?
It's like irresistible.
It is. I always swipe. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to see what this is about.
Right. It taps into that, like
Yeah.
curiosity.
Totally.
Yeah.
And visual storytelling is so powerful
It is. Yeah.
because people remember what they see.
Right. More than what they just read.
Right.
Another one, tap the link in our bio for more.
Simple, but effective.
So simple, but yeah, it makes it so easy for people to take the next step.
Exactly. You're
Yeah.
removing the friction.
Right.
You're making it super easy for them to engage
Yeah.
with you, to connect with you.
And then there's the classic poll time. What do you think?
Oh, I love a good poll.
Great.
It's fun. It's interactive.
It is, yeah.
It gets people involved.
It gives them a voice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it gives you valuable insights
It does.
into what your audience is thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like a win-win.
Totally.
So I'm seeing how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah. It's not just about using a bunch of random tactics.
It's about creating a holistic experience for your audience.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Something that's engaging, something that's visual, something that's interactive.
Yeah. This is great. Wow.
We've covered so much ground today.
We have.
It's amazing how much valuable information is in these sources.
I know, I feel like we could keep talking about this forever.
Me too. It's fascinating.
Yeah, but I think we've given people a lot to chew on for now.
I agree.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap up this part of the deep dive here,
Okay.
but stay tuned for the final part where we'll kind of tie everything together and leave you with some final insights
Sounds good.
to help you build that thriving community.
Can't wait.
Okay. So we're back for the final part of our deep dive into building a loyal following. We've covered a ton of ground, from creating that awesome content to keeping people engaged and, using those clever calls to action.
It's been a wild ride. We've gone deep into the psychology of what makes people click that follow button. We've talked about how powerful storytelling can be and how important it is to build real connections. But before we wrap up, I think it's super important to talk about the bigger picture and how it all comes together.
Yeah, you're right. Like we talked about all these different strategies, but how do they actually work together to make a truly killer strategy?
Well, think of it like this. You're building a house. Okay, each of these strategies we've talked about is like a building block.
Okay, I like that.
You need that strong foundation of authenticity and value.
Right, the foundation.
You got to have those walls of engagement and consistency to hold everything together. And of course, you need that roof, right? That visual appeal and that interactivity to make it all complete.
So it's not enough to just have one or two of these things.
No way.
You got to have all of them working together.
It's got to be a well-rounded approach if you want to build that amazing community.
And just like building a house, building a following takes dedication. There's no easy button here.
You got to put in the work.
You got to show up consistently, deliver that good stuff, and really nurture those connections over time.
It's the long game, for sure.
It's like you said, it's a marathon.
Yeah, and that's where the real magic happens, right? When you shift that focus from me, to us.
Right, like building something together.
Exactly. You start building that community where everybody feels like they belong.
They feel valued, supported.
Inspired, yeah.
It's almost like a movement, like you're bringing people together around a shared passion.
It is. It's powerful stuff.
Okay, so as we're wrapping up this deep dive, what's that one final nugget of wisdom you want to leave us with?
Okay, remember this, okay? Building a following, it's not about the numbers. It's about the people.
It's about the connections.
It's about finding those people who really get you and what you're all about.
It's about finding your tribe.
Your people. So when you start on this journey, ask yourself this. What makes you stand out from the crowd? What do you have to offer?
What's your special sauce?
Exactly. And how can you keep delivering that amazing value consistently?
In a way that people love.
In a way that's authentic and engaging. So it's not just about getting any followers, it's about getting the right followers.
The people who really vibe with you.
Exactly. The ones that are going to stick around.
This has been such an inspiring deep dive.
Mhm.
I feel like I've learned so much about what it really means to build a loyal following.
Me too.
It's not about, those tricks or vanity metrics.
Nope.
It's about creating something real and making a difference in people's lives.
Building something that matters.
Thank you so much for taking us on this journey. Your insights have been amazing.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, thanks for sticking with us. We hope you're feeling inspired to build that awesome community of your own.
Remember, the most important ingredient